I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Guns, guns, and guns.
Guns, guns, guns.
Guns. We have so many guns. We have even more guns than we have done podcasts about guns. That's a lot of guns. So today, I want to go over the arguments the gun lobby has thrown at us for years, and a few new ones that are surprising in their asininity. Guns are like cars. Cars kill too. How are guns like cars? I mean, I drive my car to work. I guess I can drive my gun to work in my car, and if I'm in the wrong mood and have my gun in the car, I'll be on the news.
You've been on many stages for many years. This is the most unsettling thing you've ever seen?
Cars are transportation. They move people, goods, and Uber Eats. Cars save lives by filling my tummy with pizza. Guns can't deliver your package from the weed store. Haha, so you're wrong. But okay, let's go with it. If guns are like cars, let's do yearly registration, national ID number, safety test rules, hours of instruction, eye test, license, which gets taken away if you get a DUI, and mandatory insurance. You in? Boom! Argument over. Oh, and guns kill more than cars as of last year. Number 2, criminals don't follow laws. Cool, then I say no laws. That will end all crime. If we have 0 laws, I'm sure America will be a crime-free, free-range, unicorn-raising utopia. Hey, morons, Texas has almost no gun laws now, and 19 kids and 2 teachers were slaughtered, and 80% of all mass shooters got their guns legally by following laws. Idiots.
I'm finished with this guy.
Number 3, we needed to defend against the government. Number 4, I needed to defend my home. Okay, but statistics and numerous studies show that if you have a gun in your home, you are 3 times more likely to shoot yourself or someone in your family. And trust me, with my family, I so get that. In fact, in the New England Journal of Medicine, the study showed that states with the highest gun ownership have 65% more domestic gun violence, and less than 1% of people defend themselves with a gun during a crime, and are twice as likely to be shot with their own gun. Yeah, but I know you redneck Rambos will take care of it, though, because you ain't like them people, right? You remember like that card system used in Vegas and had to mortgage your house again? Number 5, now to the crown jewel. Nothing stops a bad guy with a gun except a good guy with a gun. To all you weekend dime store John Wicks out there who buy into this bullshit, let's take a look. Parkland, good guy with a gun, stayed outside, 17 dead. In Ohio in 2019, a man killed 9 people and wounded 14 in 32 seconds before the police, the good guys, took him down. Also in the shooting that happened the day before that in El Paso at a Walmart in Texas, 23 people were killed and 23 more were shot. The good guys responded 6 minutes later, and the gunman had already left and drove his car to an intersection, and then he surrendered to the Texas Rangers. In Buffalo, there was a retired police officer named Aaron Salter, and he shot that scumbag and hit him. But the Nazi dipshit was wearing body armor. Mr. Salter, a good man, an actual good guy, was shot and killed. In Uvalde, they had 19 fully armed police officers, cops, the best of the good guys, and they stood at that door of that classroom for 72 minutes while 19 kids were slaughtered. Besides the fact that the good guy with a gun is a fantasy by weekend warrior weebles. But let's just say you pull your gun and are shot. You know why you get shot? Because the cop think you're the shooter, dumb fuck! And listen, if guns made us safer people, I would carry too. If guns stopped death, they wouldn't be the number 1 killer of kids in America. No parent should have to think as they drop their kid off, wow, this may be the last time I see my kid, as they hand him their lunchbox. Listen, I'll be clear. We don't want to ban guns. We already have 400 million, so it may be impossible. All we want is to have some rules in place to make sure that gun owners have been vetted and that they are qualified to have guns. You know, well-regulated. But if you are too scared to step up and give this constitutional right the respect and weight it deserves, if you aren't willing to prove that you deserve the right and are qualified to own a gun, then you shouldn't have a gun. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And after I yell and scream, I'm pretty sure I shouldn't have a gun. That's be dumb of me. I'm not the guy. Don't give me a gun. But don't give these other idiots guns either. Everybody, Christopher Titus, Titus Podcast. How are you? Starting today without the Hylinder here because I asked for water and he hopped up. You know why he hopped up? Because he gets a paycheck. I didn't ask him. He just did. So it's pretty cool. But with me, as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people? It was very kind of him.
It was kind of him. Very kind of him.
Probably he's having a smoke or something.
I think, yeah. He's like, well, I mean, you heard the grumbling on the way out? Fuck it. Oh, sorry. And then I heard this motherfucker giving me water. Mother, what are you, a grown-ass man asking me to get you water? What the fuck is this? Yeah, sure, Prince Titus.
Do you know why you offered to get it for him? It's the same thing he does at home.
And the Hylinder.
He'll go.
There can be only one.
Okay, we're
He'll
back.
go, I don't have any water.
You do the same thing, too. She'll lay
No, I say.
She goes, man.
I'll give you $5 is what I would say.
Or you go,
this is my new move.
Did you get popcorn?
No, thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you for bringing me water.
Thanks for bringing popcorn. And I'm like, I just got in bed. I'm in bed. I'm like, I guess I'm going to go get popcorn now.
Since you're up already.
Yeah.
It's an equal opportunity. He usually brings me my coffee
There you
whenever
go.
it's there.
I
Like
will.
always,
See?
he delivers it.
See?
That happens more often.
That's very nice.
I don't abuse. I actually
He throws it at me.
empower. I empower.
Get this! I gotta make coffee. Get this out.
Is this your coffee? Pshaw! That's right. Edit better. So about the Armageddon update, I wanted to come up with one that was the penultimate response to every gun argument we've ever had. Today was this week actually was a weird week. We had Matthew McConaughey, who's a Republican. Did you see it?
I saw like it come up and I'm like, oh no. Is this a bit?
I did
He
that
did
too.
too.
I did that too. Not only did I do that too, here's what a dick I am. He's Matthew McConaughey's on, and I start writing a tweet. Oh, what the fuck is this? Fucking Matthew McConaughey on the gun thing. And then I'm like 30 seconds in, and I realize, I start to tear up.
You're like, I'm buying a Cadillac.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. It was so
I've
great.
been trying to tell you about him.
He wasn't funny.
I just saw you. Did you see that?
He was
Did
beautiful.
you see him put his
I
gum
didn't,
under the table?
No, I didn't.
Yes,
The only
you
thing
did.
holding this table together is my gum.
There's not a tactical nuke button under there.
Yeah. I wish you was someone to shut her up. Shut up.
Trapdoor.
Ow, sorry.
No, I would talk through the pain.
Yeah. Is that funny? Is that funny?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me tell you something about you.
Me with the shock
We
collar.
have. It's interesting that this one has been so brutal. There was testimony today from one of the kids that was actually in the school. The girl, I think it was the girl that covered herself in blood.
Yeah, in her friend's blood.
And people were like, "Oh man, you just premiere." And she was like, "No, I wanted to tell you. I wanted to talk." She wanted to talk. I saw the teacher. Oh God, man! You want to? So last night you were sleeping. Did you watch the whole thing? It's 8 minutes long. Did you watch the whole interview? Rex Chapman. Thank God for Rex Chapman, by the way. Rex Chapman brings a little bit of light, and he always says it. I am the opposite. I am the anti-Rex Chapman. I'm like, you motherfucker, and Rex like, hey guys, could you guys watch this? This will change your heart. And I'm like, change your heart, or I'll kill you. So Rex put up the interview with the teacher who's the kids were in his room. Now he had been shot twice. And he had told all his kids at the beginning to just lay down and pretend you're asleep.
Oh, he was shot?
That's why he didn't get shot again, because he was shot twice and the guy thought he killed him.
Oh.
And he has, I think he said 6 surgeries on his lung already, and he's got a problem with his arm. Because an AR-15 people with .223 ammunition goes through you, and it doesn't like go through. They did a test on a 45 handgun, whatever, or a 9mm puts a line through you. You know, so it can go out, stop. It still does damage, but it doesn't do. Whereas a .223 ammunition goes in you and spins.
Yeah.
And basically there's a cavitation effect because it's traveling like 3 times as fast as another bullet, twice as fast. I know that's going to be together. You don't even know what AR means. I don't give a shit what AR means. I know there's 19 kids dead. I know that's
the
bad.
Armalite
Argument.
It's like it's such a self-own, because we're saying little kids died and you're arguing
What's an
over
assault rifle?
it's
What's
like
an assault rifle?
I now know that your IQ is under 50. So I'm not going to waste any more time on you.
Right. Well, that's how I feel too. Like,
No, you don't. Oh no, you waste your time on sub 50 IQers.
So a lot of people say that to me. They're Titus, why, this guy's a troll. Why are you on Twitter? Why are you after this guy? He's got 3 followers. I go, I don't do it for him. I do it for everyone else who kind of agrees with him, who basically follows me, because I know of the almost 200,000 people that follow me. I know not everybody's pro Titus. Some of them are pro Russia.
And might be on the fence, and they might glance at it, and they might go,
like, "Fuck this guy."
He's got a point there.
Some of them wait around just to fuck with me. So the people that are on the fence, though, if I present a decent argument, we only have a little voice we have. Thank God for social media, but it gives every idiot a voice. Including me.
It's also an opportunity to make that point, like publicly. Yeah. Like, here, let me educate you on what this really is.
So here's when you win on Twitter. It's not when you get blocked. It's not when it's when you go, dude, you're unhinged. That's when some guy just called me, dude, you're totally unhinged, which I agreed with. And then I said, but let me help you with that. And I blocked him. Yeah, you don't have to listen to me, dude. Ray does that. Ray just blocked me. She just shuts the door. Click.
Let me hinge you and block you out.
You are now hinged. So that's what the Armageddon update was about. I wanted to write something that for until we end this gun thing, till we find a way to stop killing kids. And we've had over 400, 500. How many mass shootings this year already?
A lot.
No, but it's.
I thought it was in the 200s.
It's June.
I know it was more days than we've had in the year yet.
271, 300. It's something crazy. And then we had 10 last weekend. But since our last Armageddon update, where 19 kids got killed.
200 and more. It's over 240. They just say over because they know that the number is rising as they post this on.
They have to literally write a new article every 85 minutes. Another one, 10 this weekend. They had one in Philadelphia. Ted Cruz said everything needs to go through one door. If every building was hardened and had one door, we could stop this. Well,
gunviolencearchive.org, you can go and look at reports of mass shootings by year, and you can go see documents of the incident and where it was sourced from.
Fake news.
And how many people were dead, how many were injured.
Fake news. All those sites that report on gun violence, you know what they are? They're part of the deep state. That's what they are. They're part of the deep state, and there's no facts in them whatsoever. And we need those AR-15s to kill feral hogs, foxes, and prairie dogs.
And they all have mental issues. Those are mental issue problems. Yeah. That's not a gun problem.
Prairie dogs are insane.
That don't exist anywhere else in the world.
Right, because the rest of the world's not crazy like America. And you know why Americans are crazy? Fucking Democrats. That's why. If the Democrats weren't here in America, we wouldn't have the insanity that causes the gun violence and ends up messing up our schools. Yeah, what about the guns, though? It's not the guns. Everybody has guns and nobody gets shot. Stop. Like at one point, like this, it's this weird argument. And at one point it comes back to nothing. There's never anything about it. So then they had a doctor testify, and he said, I think he said to the effect, I didn't see it, I was reading it when I got up this morning, that he's never seen what he saw in any kind of injury, and that basically kids' heads were blown off. AR-15 went through and took their heads off. So... And you got to remember, little kids. I mean, these are fourth graders. They're this big, and that bullet goes through, causes a cavitation. It doesn't just like a 45. You get hit and you get in the liver. It puts a line through your liver, and it's fixable. They can actually sew it up, and you have scar tissue, whatever. When a .223 round shot from AR-15 goes through, it's going so fast that it cavitates the body and it shreds your liver. It opens up holes. It just basically So I just want to say, I don't know how big your fucking prairie dogs are wherever you live, but if you're using a AR-15 to hunt prairie dogs, you should move.
Is that called hunting anymore?
Those aren't prairie dogs. Those are bears.
That's just massive. That's just...
You've mislabeled.
Yeah.
Prairie dog. It's not a prairie dog, bro. And then foxes? Do we have a fox issue? Tally-ho.
If you have to use an AR to kill an animal, you're a really shitty shot. And you don't deserve a gun.
Yeah, you're not good enough with a weapon to shoot an animal. Yeah.
If you can't aim and hit something, you're not trained enough with a handgun or a rifle, then you shouldn't be.
I thought they were into like clean kills and like you got to hit it in a certain body part so you can, use the meat and don't shoot it in the bladder.
Are they shooting foxes and prairie dogs for meat?
Prairie dogs,
Although
yeah.
in the
Some in
Ozarks
the
they are.
A lot of good
That's
eating.
where my stepfather lives, and I'm not kidding. They had
Lot of good-
squirrel stew last week.
Rabbits.
Oh my God, a lot of good
Yeah.
eating on this prairie dog.
Ugh.
I think they're going to open up in the South a prairie dog, like a wings place, but just for prairie dogs. Desert dogs, come on down.
Not in the South.
Desert hot dogs.
I didn't never see squirrel. I saw a lot of gator. That was a thing in Louisiana.
Shoot gator.
No, eat gator.
You eat gator.
Everyone.
Wonder what
I
that-
didn't. I never would.
Was
But
it-
you can go to the fair. You
I
know
heard
this
it's
and
good.
get fried gator on a stick.
By the way, dolphin wouldn't be fish, would it?
Well, I never ate that I know of. I don't think
Dolphin. Isn't it funny that like I say eat a dolphin and we get offended? My God, the dolphins are so good. If I said let's I ate what I ate. Oh, I had Yorkie last night. What? But cows.
Yeah, the culturally,
we'll eat
yes.
it's like what did they say in Pulp Fiction? Dogs are what animal? Pig's a filthy animal. I'll eat a pig. Bears are mean. I eat bear meat. Even if it's horrible. Fuck you, bear. Who won this top of the food chain, motherfucker? Sorry, I'm not going off.
My stepfather, you have to think about the fact that they're catching or shooting and skinning a squirrel.
But they can't do that with an AR-15. That's just
No,
going to
they
just
couldn't.
explode
nothing
them.
left.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
So why is that hunting?
So
That just-
all that's
Oh, it's a lie. That's what it is. Oh, you've just
it's
made
bullshit.
it very clear that it's bullshit.
Okay. Well, we've solved that one. We're 8 minutes in and we fixed
All
something.
because it's somehow been attached to being a Republican that you have to own a gun and yell 2A in the middle of any argument. And you're actually not a critical thinker and you're not thinking through it. Because probably if you did, you'd be like, oh, wait, there is a problem. We have these and no one else does.
Imagine this. Flip it. Let's flip it.
Nigeria had a pretty bad one last
Yeah.
weekend.
By
By pretty bad, I mean, holy crap.
So a guy went into a church, shot 50 people and a couple of kids in it was Nigeria. And here's the thing. It's such a big deal world. Like that doesn't happen in the rest of the world.
Yeah.
They have
Right.
one every 20 years. They were talking about after Australia shut their guns, they've had 20-something years with 0 mass shootings. Zero. And in Australia, you can still get a gun. Here's what I don't understand. And I keep asking it, and no one explains it to me. What's it worth for you to stop the killing in our country? I mean, about the Ted Cruz door thing. Philly was on the street. 3 gunmen opened up fire on a street in Philly. There was no doors. It was outside. Okay, so the door thing is bullshit.
Yeah, well, Philly's there's just one like Eagles door that you have to get into Philly.
Exactly. Yeah, if you don't like the Eagles, bitch. But
Is that a sports team?
But what I don't understand
Or
Basketball.
Don Henley. Because
Yeah.
I was like, they love the Eagles. And
Yeah,
Philly, I love them too.
I love the Eagles. Philadelphia's
I
great.
just saw them last year. They're amazing.
Desperado.
That-
we have a problem if Ted Cruz. If we see an AR-15 has slaughtered 19 children, and Ted Cruz talks about doors, and we don't have to go through it again. We've
Why
talked about
Texas? Why with Ted Cruz? Why he doesn't? That's the dude that.
it. That's the tough Texan.
Yeah.
That's John Wayne. Is that who
the
Texans vote for?
effeminate, pink,
Pillsbury
soft-handed.
doughy guy.
Yeah,
Who's such an asshole? Like the one thing
who's
about
more
Texans,
Ivy League than anybody in
Princeton
Congress.
and Harvard. The one thing about Texans that always impressed me is Texans, like real Texans, like calm Texans, won't talk shit to you, think shit about you, but won't talk shit to you. They're very pragmatic people. The people that I mean, I always pictured Texans as very pragmatic, get to business, a little bit like Australians. At least I used to feel that way. And then you got and then the NRA people, the gun lobby used to be supposedly they're tough guys. Charlton Heston was their their standard bearer for so long. Now they got Wayne LaPierre. His name is LaPierre.
Yeah.
He is the most soft-handed,
He's so Botox,
pussy-looking,
fillered, and
his hair. He's got a comb over it. That's your guy.
and we now know that he misappropriated all of the dues money for his suits, which he has
$120,000 in suits.
hand-tailored shiny suits,
But that's the guy.
spa treatments.
Spa treatments.
Yeah.
Private planes.
So hey,
Beautiful hands,
NRA
beautiful nails,
members,
guys.
you
Yes.
guys all paid for Wayne LaPierre to get his fingernails buffed. How do you feel now? How tough are you?
But-
You're buffing another dude's fingernails.
But that's what's funny,
Keep sending in your dues.
Like I talk so much on Twitter. I'm mad about this. I'm mad about this to the point where because now it's like, and I'm not letting it go. I told her.
By the way, I just want to say this real quick. The Nigerian shooting, they've now discovered that it was several gunmen in the congregation posing as congregants and people from vantage points shooting at the people as they tried to leave.
Somebody was looking for that prince.
So it was a group of people.
Or they starting on what are they trying to start a
don't
war?
know
Was
yet.
there like a diplomat there or something
They
like that?
don't know. They don't know.
One more thing about the gun thing. Today, as we started the podcast, we just found out that a gunman was arrested near Brett Kavanaugh's house on the way to shoot and kill Brett Kavanaugh.
Are you serious?
Yep, look it up. The guy's been they're going to charge him with attempted murder. So
Is this going to be them saying liberals are crazy thing?
Oh yeah, well that has to happen. Are you kidding me? That has to happen. They always think liberals are crazy. That's what they said. In fact, Chicago.
Oh yeah, that.
Chicago.
I know, but if someone wanted to kill Brett Kavanaugh, I would have to think that it would have something to do with his political stance, which is conservative.
The one thing you can say about crazy is most of the time it's independent. But they can also.
He traveled from California.
Yep.
Oh, this is going to be their new argument.
Scalise.
Radical left.
Scalise got shot. Scalise got shot by a Democrat.
At
Remember
the baseball game?
Yeah, they went to baseball. Yeah, guys, crazy doesn't know a political party. Here's what I would say, and everybody who brings up Chicago or Detroit or Los Angeles or California or any liberal bastion where people get shot, guess what gun laws would do? Stop them too. We could clean up Chicago if Indiana didn't have such lax gun laws. We need a federal standard. That's it. It's that simple. Mm-hmm. If you made it so across the board, it's a 10-day waiting period to get an AR. They're going for 30. I'm like, at 30, I don't even think anybody moves towards 30. 10 to 15 days. Let's go 15. 15-day waiting period for an AR. That's fine. You have to be 21. Even though the human brain isn't developed till you're 25, you're still acting emotionally, not logically, until you're 25. And anybody who's dated someone under 25 so knows this. On either side. Mm-hmm. And then by the way, if you have a background check and your background shows domestic violence, I'll give you one violent felony, one non-violent felony, and I'll give you, you have to have 3 drug charges, whatever. There's got to be a list.
Yep.
And then 20 hours of training.
I do just want to touch on that attempted murder because
let's go. Tell me.
It's so
What's
fascinating.
Let's go. Touch on it. By the way, she's a criminal justice major and she loves murders.
I saw a
if
post
I die and no one can prove
on
it
Instagram the other day that they're not going to find you. That
the lawn looks amazing.
Why your lawn? That Sunday really works. Yeah, Sunday. Yeah,
it's got some blonde spikes in it now, but man, it is.
Yeah, the grass is really spiky.
There was a post on Instagram that said, "I cannot watch a movie where a dog dies, and yet the way I relax before going to sleep is watching serial killer shows." And I was like, "Oh, that's
you in a nutshell."
So the man, John Roski, he had called emergency authorities to say he was having suicidal thoughts and had a firearm in his suitcase, which led to his arrest. So he actually called and was like, "Guys, you better come get me."
There's a Democratic crazy person.
There's
a liberal crazy guy.
I'm so guilty. He told law enforcement he traveled from California.
My pronouns are psycho.
No, a Democrat would still go pronouns he, she, they, them. Would still take pronouns very seriously.
We don't use psycho anymore. It's psychologically.
Exactly. Sorry, I crossed the line. I was going to kill him, but I crossed the line.
Sanity challenged.
I'm sanity challenged.
Or sanity insecure. Sanity insecure is what I'm staying with.
I'm sanity insecure.
Which means
Winner, you won the podcast today.
He told law enforcement he traveled from California to kill a specific U.S. Supreme Court justice.
Wow.
He was upset about the leak of the Supreme Court opinion about abortion rights. He was upset about an upcoming gun control case, and he was upset about the school shooting in Uvalde this past month. Which this is where you're like, well, how did this fix that? He believed Kavanaugh was going to side with the Second Amendment decisions that would loosen gun control laws. He started thinking about how to give his life purpose and decided he would kill Kavanaugh after breaking into his home. He said he also planned to kill himself. That's a Democrat cleaning things up. Mm-hmm. On Wednesday morning.
Democrat, I'm going to actually fix a problem. So let's break it down. I'm going to fix a problem. Because then
And
Biden
then-
can appoint another guy,
yeah.
and then I'm going to take
And I don't
care
wanna
of it.
clog up the
And
prison
I don't want to
system.
clog up the prison
I
system.
got it all
wanna,
budgeted out. Here's how much I need.
I don't want to take
Travel.
I don't want to take
Well, hold on.
anything
We're
away.
going to get to that. Very thorough.
Oh my God.
This morning, as we're recording this podcast, Wednesday, he was found carrying a suitcase and a backpack filled with a tactical knife, a Glock 17 pistol, 2 magazines, ammunition, pepper spray, and zip ties. He also had on hand a hammer, a screwdriver, a nail punch, a crowbar, a pistol light, and duct tape.
So he was actually going to build his own coffin before he killed himself. He was actually going to handcraft.
And schedule a pickup.
What is this Mary Poppins bag that he's got?
Yeah, exactly. How big was that bag?
Right, he just keeps reaching it. It's magical, pulling shit out he needs.
I like this. He's very thorough, and then called to turn himself in. So
But that's the difference is that you go, well, that's such a democratic serial psycho killer. And you know what? Also, that still this weird grain of self-awareness to go, I'm crazy as shit.
Come get me.
What am I doing?
And I'm going to kill him with what he is trying to stop. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
that's what makes no sense. In his defense, he didn't take an AR. He was taking a handgun. So he at least made that point.
Oh, okay.
Well, guys, do me a
Well, couldn't
favor.
fit
To
it.
all you Republicans, please, let's stop these crazy-ass Democrats from killing anybody with guns. Let's
Yes.
make good gun laws. Hey, let's clean up Chicago by making good gun laws.
The
Hey,
liberal left, we need to contain them.
they're crazy as shit, the liberal
They
left.
really are.
We need to shut them down. You know,
Yep.
we can do
Yep.
that.
I
Gun
agree.
laws.
Yep. I'm on board.
Because here's the thing. Liberals won't go... I didn't get to this because, again, we always go off track. But wouldn't you give up 2 days of your life? Because the DMV sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And if we had to go through a little more paperwork to
Yeah.
get you a gun, let's say you really enjoy it. Like, you live with your kids, you do hunt. My Uncle Dennis, he's awesome, man. He has a hide. He'll stay in a hide for 3 days. But he also uses a bow and arrow. You know, he doesn't go. He even said that to me when he goes, "You can't kill anything with an AR-15." He said, he's got like gun safes and shit. You can't kill anything with an AR-15. You just vaporize it. So he was dead serious.
When we
about it.
stayed at his house and we slept in their room, and in his nightstand, I opened the drawer and he had a revolver in there with a sticky note that said, "Don't touch."
Yeah, yeah.
I was
But
like,
that's all. That's fine. If you want to have an AR, that's fine. We have to separate the having all that
Yeah.
for whatever reason. Who gives a fuck? But bringing in the laws, we
Yeah.
don't have anything to stop the fucking an 18-year-old from getting an AR-15. That's where
I can't
the fucking
take. I
problem
can't.
is.
I have an 18-year-old, and it's hard to talk. Like I'm 2 sentences in. I'm like, come on, man.
yeah.
You know, he's cooler than most, but man, I agree with you. It's not. I think what people get, because I'm getting a lot of shit like, yeah, Titus wants to ban guns. No, I never said it.
that.
Never said it. Never said it. I said that we need to have some laws. Hey, by the way, that work worldwide.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Back to our representatives. So, just to talk about, someone said you hate all Republicans. So someone Greg, all Republicans should never go pay their money to see Titus. Fine, that's what you want. Fine. That's not what I'm saying. Our current Republican Party is the party of death. I've said it before. We had 3 senators get in front of microphones and cameras on them and say the feral hog thing, the foxes, and the prairie dogs. So we've blown out because Uvalde...
In the door. That was embarrassing.
Because Uvalde showed something. Uvalde showed that every argument they have is a bankrupt argument. Good guys, the only thing that stops a good guy with a gun is a bad guy with a gun.
Turns out 38 good guys with guns.
There was
don't
19
stop.
bad guys with good guys with guns standing outside the door, couldn't do
19.
shit.
Good guys with guns let the kids die.
Yeah,
While the
yeah, exactly.
shots are going off.
Should be said that the only person that went in was an unarmed woman.
And she got her
Got her
kids.
2 kids out.
In Buffalo, there was an armed guard at the supermarket, and he was killed. And the funny thing is, a very black neighborhood, and they had an armed guard there, and he got killed by a white supremacist. And we have terrorists. There's preachers now. What I don't understand is the crazy seems to be spinning out of control. There's a preacher, Stead Church or whatever like that. He basically said that all gay people need to be rounded up and killed in church on Sunday from the pulpit. And it's like we have ISIS, we have our own ISIS, we have our own Taliban, and they preach on Sunday. And it's not all of them, because we go to church. Our church is awesome. In fact, speaking of that, we had shows this week last week at Flappers, and one of the pastors came, and she's cool as hell. And we sat down after the show and talked about that specifically. She said, what bothers me more than anything is these so-called Christians are destroying everything that religion stands for. They're destroying it. It's become political in a way. It's not about help your fellow man no matter what he believes. It's not it's not befriend the stranger. It's fuck the stranger, build a wall. And she didn't say it like that because she's way classier than I am. I feel like it's spinning out of control a little bit. And as they said today, Senator Cornyn said, "You know what? There's no timeline for this legislation. We're just gonna see where it takes us." So, and someone
past the midterms where you hope you'll win, and
yeah,
don't
and
have to
S.E.
deal
Cupp,
with it anymore.
and S.E. Cupp, who's a Republican, pointed out. She said someone was saying, "I believe this is time." At one of the Democrats, because the one thing we do have is always a tiny bit of hope, no matter how bad it gets. You know what? It'll get better. And she was going, "I think this time's different." And S.E. Cupp just shook her head, and the person running the thing goes, "Why are you upset?" She goes, "I've seen this too many times." She goes, "I'm a Republican. I understand exactly what these guys are going to do."
That's all we're asking for is a fucking timeline for when this shit's going to get solved. We have a timeline of all the shootings.
Well, it's a bigger problem, man. The nuance of it's insane. I mean, if you think about it, there's 400 million guns in the country. There's only 330 million people. That's 1.2 something guns for every person. On top of that, they said 30%. 30% of the guns are owned by 4% of the people, or half the guns are owned by 14% of the. It's a crazy statistics, which mean, and then you see all those pictures online that I've been posting of like people with all their 15 ARs laid out, and there's 4 people in the family. Who are you guys shooting? And what are you guys all going to Vegas and killing a concert? What's going on? It's a fetish beyond fetish.
Right.
And Texas will only let you buy 6 dildos, by the way. You can buy as many guns as you want, but there's a dildo limit.
They are very dangerous.
Which is
ironic. Very dangerous.
Ironically, with Ted Cruz as a senator, there's a dildo limit.
Total?
And there's
like
one
in
hole.
your lifetime or per visit?
You can only buy 6 dildos. And look it up. You can only buy 6 dildos.
Is there
in
a
Texas.
registry?
I like
they
that
keep
this
track
stop.
of
Why
it?
did this stop you?
It's because
He's like,
I'm like,
oh,
Wait a minute.
how would they regulate
We
that?
have dildo regulations in Texas. Yeah. How do you regulate that? I don't know. I don't.
The dildo
It's
registry.
the cops! It's the cops! Oh my God! Turn them all off! There's just one under a pillow. What's that? It's my phone. My phone's on vibrate. Aha!
That would be a great sketch for us to
4,
do.
5, 6, 7. All right, drop it.
Meanwhile, you'll hear a shooting happening outside that the cops
What's
aren't
that?
paying attention
Those people
to.
are exercising their rights. You were being weird with latex. But the irony, and the ridiculousness of our country is that there is a law about no more than 6 dildos, and it's unlimited for weapons. Indiana, the same way. People keep talking about Chicago, and I've said it over and over again. There's no federal standard. Wouldn't you spend? Listen, gun people. Listen, I get you love it. I get you think it's your freedom. First of all, I want to know 2 things. Number one, how is your freedom going to be taken away? They keep saying slippery slope. Okay, let's say they stop gun sales today. There's still 400 million guns in the country. Right. Now let's say our government says they're going to come get you. And by the way, the only time our government's ever tried to bless you. The only time our government's ever tried to be taken over is twice. It was Civil War when the South fought the North, and on January 6th. That's the only time, and that was a Republican administration. So let's say all gun sales
both
stop
the same
right
people.
now.
It was the same. It was them that wanted to.
Right, both the same. Yeah, both. Yeah. So let's just follow the track here. So there's no more guns. How do you convince the National Guard and the Army to attack Americans? They're Americans. They're be attacking their own families. They be attacking their own mothers and fathers, their own kids, their own cousins, their own families. And their own. I know,
but you could say that like with Russia and all those, so many stories of those guys getting there and saying, "We didn't know this was." They told us that. Yeah. It was Nazism. We were fighting Nazis. We didn't know. That one Russian soldier testified at his own trial that he was guilty.
I find
Texas indecency laws go on and on. You have to scroll.
Let's do this. Let's see the laws. Let's see.
I'm trying to get to the one about dildos.
Go to D.
It's not under D.
I might be under S, sexual AIDS. I don't know.
No.
V.
P.
The vibrators. I think vibrators. Yeah.
There you go.
Is it under W for
section 43.23F?
Oh my God.
Because 4323 has a lot of points. But F, a person who possesses 6 or more obscene devices or identical or similar obscene articles is presumed to possess them with intent to promote the same.
Wow, obscene devices, but an AR-15 is not an obscene device. It blows the heads off children. Awesome.
Person who promotes or wholesale promotes obscene material or an obscene device or possesses the same with intent to promote or wholesale promote it in the course of his business is presumed to do so with knowledge of its content and character. There's a ton. It goes on and on and on.
Obscene device.
Unlimited amount of guns. But 6 dildos.
But I like
Holy shit.
I like what was the debate on the number? Like, what was the debate? Well, I will say right now that I believe that 10 dildos is enough. What are you, some kind of, what are you, deviant? What are you, a psycho? This is outrageous.
Here's 43A. This was the opener. A person commits an offense if, knowing its content and character, he wholesale promotes or possesses with intent to wholesale promote any obscene material or obscene device, except as provided in one subsection in his offense is of a state jail felony. So how did they define obscene device, first of all? And also knowing its content and character?
And you're meaning to promote such obscenity?
So if we can prove that you knew its content and character, like what it's actually used for, and you're not just using them to plug gopher holes, which is my first thought.
That would work. If that worked, our yard would be speckled with dildos.
Do you know it probably... Do you know it would? I bet if we got a vibrating one, because... Remember those buzzer things that you put in the ground?
If she got a vibrating one.
You're so stupid. I don't have a vibrating one. That might work if our whole yard was vibrating.
That would be interesting. To just we should give them that a plug in it or like a long-term battery. Just drop it in a gopher hole and just they'd be like, "What the fuck?"
They would not be in our yard anymore.
Well, there's a pest control like frequency thing that you plug into your wall, like an outlet thing.
Yeah.
It sounds like a little I don't know if it's a sound frequency, but for bugs.
That might be an idea.
Sunday. You guys need to pick this up. By the way, this episode brought to you by Sunday.
Yay!
Maybe this is a new product idea for them. I have been using Sunday for like a year now, I think. And it is night and day difference.
Transformative.
And I know we say that, but I went because LA DWP is doing this program. Well, they will let you get a lawn architect for free to go green, right? To like put in desert plants, and we want to do it in our front area. And so I had to submit photos of our house. And so I went on, because I'm lazy, I didn't feel like getting up and going outside. So I found the ones on the MLS and attached those of the front. It's night and day difference.
Yep.
It is crazy. I know we always have said that, but you kind of forget when something is so good. And I was really stunned at how much better and different
the value of the house goes up, right?
Yeah. Well, if it doesn't look like the scary people's house, yes, where everything's dying. So Sunday, the last thing I sprayed was the drought protectant thing, the heat protectant thing, which we are having. And the next one, they sent me the box. And so I'm supposed to apply that sometime in July. Doesn't have to be on a certain day, but like it's in my head that in July, I need to go get that one, put that on the lawn. It's pretty crazy.
Well, with climate change stuff, like Sunday is, so the great thing about the company is they keep working on their stuff. They understand what's happening in climate. They actually know how it's working, and they start designing how it's going to be.
For you.
Like right now, there's a heat dome over the Southwest that we just saw yesterday. We have to go to Phoenix this weekend. By the way, we'll be at the Tempe Improv. 114 degrees this weekend.
I'll headline Thursday the night at the Tempe Improv. He's going to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I'll be middling for him. But yeah, we always thought Phoenix was the heat dome, but it was on the news yesterday because it's going to be even hotter than usual.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when the weather guy turns to the camera and just goes,
climate change is real.
What's great about it is that Sunday tailors it to you. So my grandma wants to start using it. Well, she's not having a drought. It rains there all the time. And so she gets different products than we get if she signs up. And so I love that about it. It's so specific to what you need.
We should sign up for it. Who handles her lawn? Just she doing it, but no one cuts it for her and stuff?
She has a kid that I think that comes in.
So if she got that kid to just get the bag of stuff that they send her and just spray the lawn, it would be crazy.
That's what I told her. That's why she wants it, because she has bear patches in her lawn. And I was like,
we can fix that.
I've got
We
just
have
the
Sunday.
thing for you.
It's pretty amazing product. How do
So
you get it?
make your yard your personal oasis, which we have done. Sunday is offering our listeners 20% off. So full season plans start at just $129. That means you can get 20% off of that when you visit getsunday.com/Titus at checkout. That's 20% off your custom plan at getsunday.com/Titus.
It's $129 a year.
Yeah.
Right.
For your, it's
crazy.
it's for the whole season. So full season plan, $129, and then you get 20% off of that.
Pretty good.
So now you're sub hundo.
Right. I still haven't got this out yet.
No, you're not.
I still haven't got this out.
You're slightly above hundo.
I had a little tiny bit, not sub.
Comedian math.
Sub 2 hundo.
No. 129, 20% off of that, if you round up to 130, would be roughly $26 off. Not quite 26.
So it's a hundo.
I like that you didn't even know why I corrected myself.
I don't listen a lot.
Hold on. Get it out.
Wouldn't you spend 2 days? Let's say it took you 2 days extra. Let's say it's a week of classes. You have to go to a week of class. You have to do 20 hours of training for a weapon, which doesn't sound crazy to me when you have to do 40 hours to drive a car. So you go to a week of training. So you take a week, or at night you go for 3 hours every night, or you spread that over 2 weeks, and then you have to go to like a gun DMV. You have to make sure, because we had to clear for TSA for pre-check. They had to do a background check on us just to get on an airplane. I don't understand.
Global entry, I signed us up for that. You have to wait like a year to get, because you have to go interview in person. They do a background check, and then you get pre-approval, and then you have to go sit across from someone
just to get on an airplane.
Global entry, if you want to be a part of that program.
So just to be able to take my ass on an airplane, they want to check my background so I don't blow up the airplane, right? That's basically it. So why wouldn't you be, if you're a responsible gun owner, I keep hearing this, if you're a responsible gun owner, why wouldn't you want a standard to reach? So if I saw you with a gun, concealed or open carry, I would go, oh, the only way that guy had that is because he's a bad motherfucker. Yeah. That's a militia that I can get behind. Any 18-year-old walking into a store and buying 2 guns on his own is not a militia. That's a psychopath with a gun, as we've seen over and over and over and over and over. I can't say it 275 times. Why wouldn't you guys want to be elite? You dress like elite. You these fake ass army fucks dressing in tactical vests and helmets, like in a park. So let me ask, why wouldn't you really want to train as a badass? The one thing I know about martial arts is that there was a point where I got scared of me. And I don't mean like I'm a badass. I mean like I know how to hit you or in a certain place that I can kill you. And so I'm like, I'd be like, no, I mean, if you come after me, I wouldn't what? Why are you laughing?
It's just nothing.
What?
I like that you're like, my body is a trained
No,
weapon.
not at all.
And then
Not
it
at all.
was just timing right next to you. Groucho goes,
It's my Yorkie. See, I'm a badass.
no, don't wake him up.
I'm a black.
I've heard this before.
He's also a black.
I just thought that sometimes I hear perfect comedic timing, and he timed it perfectly.
Yeah, I'm not a badass. I'm not saying I'm a badass. I did train for 6 years, and by the way, all the responsible gun owners, you know who never talks about guns? The people I knew in my life, Ray, Uncle Dennis, anybody I know that
My dad, Randy, my stepfather.
Randy, you know who never talks about guns? Bad motherfuckers that were trained with guns. Like it's always these.
They don't need to wear actually, they prefer to not wear them outwardly. They prefer to conceal them.
Yeah. They don't want to show anybody that they're okay with themselves.
Because they recognize the repercussions of that.
There was some guy. There was a picture of a guy in a. It was like a Subway or a McDonald's, and he had shorts on, tactical shorts, which is funny. Two words that don't go together, but they had like 9 pockets in them. He had a gun on this side. He had a giant knife in his back. He had another gun on this side. But it was on his thigh. He had one on his thigh, one on his back, and he was slinging an AR. And I'm like, what's going on with you?
Yeah.
Like how bad was 2nd and 3rd grade for you that you carry this with you all the time? I don't, and I had a fucked up childhood, and I'm like, I've never, in the years I've been on this planet and the places I've gone, and I've gone everywhere in this country, worst to the best, I have never had an incident where someone came up to me and I needed a gun. I've never have. Have you? where you needed a gun, where you're like, the only way I'm getting out of this is with a weapon?
Well, I don't want to say that.
No.
Yeah.
Ben
When I
and
leave here-
Jerry's.
Thank God you
night.
knocked the table because I fixed it.
This fake MDF table. Ben and Jerry's has jumped into the argument. They're trying to galvanize their customers to lobby for tighter gun laws. They're asking people on their social media, which is a lot of people because people love Ben and Jerry's, to lobby their congressmen and women to pass some sensible gun reform. They also said, we'll make sure they're cutting all ties with vendors who have worked with the firearms industry as well. They said, we'll make sure moving forward, we're not working with enablers of this industry. They even fired their law firm, Shook, Hardy, and Bacon, which is a very Republican name.
So it actually sounds like a Ben & Jerry's flavor.
Because
Like a
they have
breakfast
a
meat.
large...
Bacon,
Yeah.
got a little piece of bacon in it.
Because
Shook,
they have
Hardy,
a
and bacon.
large tobacco, alcohol, and
savory.
firearms practice. The Ben and Jerry dude said, I think we certainly will be more thoughtful on the kind of service providers that we work with moving forward. So,
So here's the thing. Here's where I think maybe this is why things are changing. Fucking Big Ice Cream got involved. Once Big Ice Cream gets involved, people are like,
now the tide's gonna turn.
whoa. All those fat guys carrying ARs. Like,
ice cream or bacon, and we're screwed.
By the way, you have to pick a side now. If you were protesting with tactical, you're a 400-pound dude with tactical vest, helmet that makes your face look like basically a pumpkin in a hat, and you're walking around with an AR, and you can't get your ice cream, you're gonna have to switch to a Republican ice cream. There's no good Republican ice cream.
You can't just sample it. You got to go all in.
Speaking of Shook, Hardy, and Bacon, this episode brought to you by Butcher Box.
Yay!
A great company for all the time.
Nice lead.
Thank you. But especially for summertime. You said this the other day. You said, we need to invite a bunch of people over and grill out and do like normal people stuff.
Yep.
Like that. Oh, crap. I had something for you that I left at home.
Oh.
Speaking of grilling out.
That's nice.
I had some Butcher Box for you.
No, you're coming too. We need to have I want to have a big party this year. I want to have and Butcher Box is perfect for it because they send you enough to cover. I don't have 8 people over. I want to have like 25 people, 30 people over.
We don't like that many people.
I do, yeah, because we'll have to use the whole house. We get one of those every 10 years.
Like a mini Prince party.
Name 25 people that you like. That would come.
I didn't say. I'm opening up to. I have some extra space to
Chaplain
like people.
Groucho.
I have some extra
Zach.
space. I think in my heart I have a little extra space to find people I like,
Possibility.
and we will invite them. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Expand your horizons. We
Everyone
need to
we
become
meet
better.
over the next month.
6
We are-
dildos.
by the way, show business doesn't work, and barbecue with Butcher Box stuff would be a great way to do it because you and I are horrible at networking. We go do our job,
We
and
go
we're like,
home.
and then we go home, get in bed, shut up.
Pull the covers over our heads with our flashlights.
And then I come here and I go there, and I come here and I go. That's my life.
We love it. It's great. So Butcher Box will be great to help you make friends, which apparently is what we're going to use it for. We love it because it's high quality meat. It's delivered right to your home. It's free shipping for the continental U.S. No antibiotics or added hormones. They pack it fresh. They ship it frozen to you. And you don't have to go to the grocery store. So gas is freaking expensive right now. So consider that into your total bill. And you can customize or go with one of their boxes that they've already set up. I highly recommend customizing because they've got the coolest stuff on there. It's like, what is that? And then you learn to make something new. 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken, pork that was raised crate-free, and wild-caught
I'm not a big
seafood.
pork fan, but the stuff that they sent us was awesome.
It's pretty stupid. So kick off your grilling season right with ButcherBox. Sign up at butcherbox.com/Titus to receive a free grilling bundle in your first order. Free friends. You'll get 2 10-ounce ribeyes, 5 pounds of chicken drumsticks, and a pack of burgers for free. That's butcherbox.com/Titus to claim this deal. That's an insane amount of meat for free, and you'll make friends. Order this, and then everyone you meet over the next week, you have to invite to your house to eat it.
I have to be honest. So I get that lens replaced in my eye. Put in they took out. I was starting to get the beginning of a foggy cataract, and they've been going on for a while. And so they took it out and they put in a acrylic lens. And I think after now it's healing for almost 2 weeks. I think when they put it in, the doctor smudged a fingerprint on it, and I can because I got a little bit of a halo. Like I think could you?
Well, he signed it. That was his this is my work.
Squeaky, just clean it up before you put it in.
Is
Don't be
that
like
a thing?
thunk. What?
Is that a thing?
It's in my eye. I mean, if they didn't clean it perfectly, I mean, would my
But
eye?
wouldn't the fluids in your eye
I hope.
self-clean it?
Yeah, because when your car gets rained on, it's perfectly
Yeah, but
clean.
fingerprints are put on.
Your car doesn't have like lids.
You have oil, so water would
beat right off.
Yeah.
Of it. So
it's like Rain-X.
Yeah, it's weird that I could probably open up the doors at a government facility with that doctor's fingerprint. Is it an iris scan or a fingerprint? Both. The guy's really hit.
Hello, doctor. Wow, you look different.
So anyway, it's healing. They said it's going to heal for a couple months. I can read better than I.
Is it instantly sharper? Like you can.
I woke
Some
up.
things he can read that he couldn't before.
It's still healing. Like I can read the bottom. Like with this eye, I can read the bottom. This eye is really good. That's why I wanted to wait to this one. I want to see how this one get before I change this one. I want this one to get.
Yeah, make sure.
Yeah, I don't want to be let's
print.
do them both. That's what I was afraid of.
You need one backup.
Right.
Yeah.
So surgery scares me. I don't like going under. But once you're there, man, you're in.
Oh yeah.
Once they had the light in my eyes, and they're like, "We're cutting it up. We're cutting your eyelid open." Okay.
Yep.
John Cornyn came out and said that they would not be passing universal background checks.
That's all. Fuck.
Are you fucking kidding?
Or red flag laws, right?
Nope.
So what's the point?
Well, there is no point. There's no point in it.
Even the right keeps saying it's a mental health issue, so then we got to find them.
Yeah,
right?
It's
what the fuck?
He's a representative from Texas.
If it's a mental health issue, don't we need to find
know,
out who
then?
the fuck is mentally ill? If it's a mental health issue, don't we need to find the crazy fuckers? Don't we? My mom shot and killed her husband. Shot and killed him dead on Thanksgiving. It's so funny when people get mad at me. You fucking liberal.
Which oddly is exactly what the Pilgrims would have done.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome to Thanksgiving.
They actually did.
Pretty sure that's a more accurate depiction of how it went down.
You know one guy.
Here is a cornucopia.
Here's a cornucopia. Do you like? We called it maize. He's like, oh, you fucking Indian.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Butcher box.
No. Oh, right. Which by then the Native American had time to have a discussion, try and calm them down, and then jog away.
Pick who they were going to kill, who they're going to take. So
by the way, if you don't watch the podcast, you should tune in just for that little performance that Mr. Titus did, so you'll know what he's talking about.
Here's the only thing that will work, and here's the only thing that has worked worldwide. Number one, banning ARs up to 25. It's the only thing that's worked. They do a buyback program that buys back anybody who has a gun. This is the only thing that'll work. This is the only thing that's
But
worked.
he just came out and said, I was looking up exactly what he said. It will not include weapons bans of any kind or expanding background checks. So those are the two things. He did not say red flag laws.
Okay, so I'm going to change it. Here's the only thing that'll work. Vote these assholes out. That's the only thing that'll work. People, everybody thought that we were going to have, and I want to point out, with a 50-50 Senate, we've still got 70% vaccinated. Do you know Forbes magazine reported a couple of different studies that said had Trump actually reacted, we would have lost 40% less during his presidency. So 40% more people died because Trump's inaction. That's Republican. During the time they were there, they kept talking about infrastructure week. Guess what? Nothing got passed. They were talking about expanding healthcare. They did absolutely nothing. They didn't even introduce a plan, but they talked about it for 4 years. In the time that Biden has been in as president for 16 months now, 18 months, he has actually 70% vaccinated. We have 5.7% growth. We have 3.6 unemployment. We've actually passed infrastructure. We've expanded healthcare. We've cut child poverty in half. List after list after list. And yes, we have inflation. Do you know why we have inflation? Because Biden passed the $1.3 trillion COVID relief plan, and we all had money. We were so shocked at the beginning. Remember how packed airports were?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there was so
crazy.
Many things sold out, and people were buying stuff, so the prices went up. That's one thing. But inflation is worldwide. It's all over the world. It's just not here. Then we got a war with Russia, and Trump actually signed a contract to actually stop oil production in Saudi. So the Republicans fuck it up left and right. But do you know what they keep you focused on? Abortion, guns, and trans people. If that's how you live, you better take a second and look in the mirror. If the only thing that in America that bothers you is guns, abortion, trans, and gay people, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm tired of this. Our Republican Party is no longer the Republican Party. Eisenhower started the interstate highway system. Eisenhower brought social programs forward. I don't want my tax dollars spent anymore on bullshit or giving rich people more money. I'm tired of it. I ask you again, why do you vote Republican? Please hit me in the comments
because
and tell me.
nobody goes and does their research anymore. So you can go and look at how Republicans and Democrats have voted. It's all public information. You can go and see what they were a no-show vote on, what they voted down, voted up. For example, my dad was complaining about gas prices. Well, going to keep going higher, I guess, and I said, yeah, they tried to pass a Democratic gas price gouging bill, and 196 Republicans voted against it.
Yep.
Dead silence. He don't want to go there or think about that or whatever. By the way, John Cornyn's direct number is 202-224-2934. He is a senator from Texas where this Uvalde shooting just happened, and he's the guy saying that we're not going to expand background checks. Don't do it yet because I got a couple.
I just want to put it in.
Okay.
1,
2. You don't have to dial 1. I've been trying to tell you that for 2 decades.
God dang it. Good.
We're in cell phone era now.
Yes, you do. I always dial 1.
You don't. Think of all the ones you've dialed and how much time you could have saved.
Number? I'm just going to leave a message.
202
224
2934.
2934. Okay, I'm just going to leave it.
So, and he's in Texas, but also he's on this panel that's discussing new gun legislation. By the way, this episode brought to you by, are you guys ready?
Ready.
Truff.
Oh!
You're really.
I was so
you really have a problem.
I do. Let me explain. So last night, you made another one of our advertisements, which we ate for dinner. It was awesome. It was great. I always get truff the night before. I go get truff. You every time you make something, I grab truff. And I went to the cupboard. Truff, please listen to me, because I have to go buy it. And there's no more white truffle anymore.
That's his favorite. The white truffle truff.
Yeah, it's gone now.
Because you can get black truffle, hotter truff, white truffle truff, or they now have a hotter white truff.
Now, as good as it is, I have to say there is a level of hot. I'm like, you know what, man? I'm still this color. I'm still this color. There should be this
eye still works. Let's leave it.
It's
like
good.
An emojis of what color person can handle it, because I couldn't.
We had it on Monday, the hotter white truff with French fries, and it was pretty damn good.
Yeah, my face went numb. So I'll say that.
There is something about.
And then I was like, I can't have my name more. It's amazing.
It's no longer about a taste. It's like just a feeling.
Exactly.
It's like once you have it on French fries, you'll never eat a French fry without it again. It's point. Why? Why would you?
And again, when have you seen me, and all the time you've known me, that I always went for a hot sauce? Never. Once in a while.
No, our whole time I've known you, 16 years, never. You never were a hot sauce person.
Truff.
We never really bought it. It wasn't a thing. We never really put anything hot on stuff. It's very interesting how obsessed with this you are.
It's so
it's
good.
been
I'm sorry.
No, it's legit, totally legit.
And
as soon as I had it, holy shit.
The mayonnaise, that is.
Yeah. Mayonnaise brought back every memory from my childhood. Every sandwich I had as a kid.
You had truffle on your sandwiches?
There's something about it. Like, you remember when your mom would, you're like, all right, guys, go play. And they should make you sandwiches in the summer. And then with tomato and for some reason, man, I don't know, the truff mayonnaise made me I had this like life.
I told you, my sister's husband came in and said, that is the best damn sandwich I've ever eaten in my life. By the way, the spicy one, excellent on French fries too. It tastes like an aioli kind of. Stupid. I love their truffle oil.
There's a couple of companies that we have that pretty much across the board. I love their stuff. The
pasta sauce,
the oil that we put on the raviolis.
Yep.
Guys, we are not kidding. I'm not kidding. Not kidding. I am addicted to this stuff. Almost every product this company makes. Truff, get it.
#1 best-selling sauce on Amazon and at Whole Foods, both places. So you know
they
it's
must
pretty
just
good.
advertise it. They don't need us.
They don't need us. I think they just feel sorry for your addiction. Get 15% off site-wide, which you can't get at those other places, plus free shipping with the promo code Titus at truff.com. That's 15% off everything they have at TRUFF as in fire.com, promo code Titus. I like how you both light up when I say the word truff.
We're not playing though. Like again, our reputation is a lot of podcasts, a lot of radio, it will take just because it's money. We didn't have any advertisers for so many years. We do comedy. I'm fine. I always want to take products that work.
You also travel with Truff. That's how addicted he is.
Yeah, we have little bottles.
He has the miniature bottles, which you can get the white ones and the black ones, and tear packets of the black ones.
It's like integral to your life now.
Yeah,
like as soon as you have it, like this
crazy.
needs to be on everything.
I tried to get you the giant gallon jug, but they were sold out.
The chicken you made me last night. It was everything you've made we've had for dinner. I'm like,
everything.
That's
breakfast,
awesome.
lunch, dinner,
It's
dessert,
good product.
everything.
I just want everybody to know that we don't fuck around. We want you to have I only want you to have the coolest stuff. There's another company, and are they this week? Is it this? Do we have them this week?
Not this week.
Well, can I just say it though? There's another company that I only use their stuff now because Harry's. I only everything at Harry's I use.
Yeah,
from their body wash to their shampoo, the
hair stuff. He has started because they're sold out online. He has started going and finding it at places and buying 5 of them.
Yeah,
like obsessed.
Speaking of hair stuff, homie's letting his hair grow out.
Oh no, I shaved it again.
Oh my!
I shaved it
why?
again. That's why the hat's on because it's my head's bald and cold.
Yesterday he gets in the I was pulling out or he's pulling in. He's going to take orders out. By the way, if you want to get T-shirts, we got T-shirts back. Now let's vaccinate for stupid T-shirts.
I have T-shirts. The black baseball tees that say Alpha Chick.
Right.
You have the vaccine tour shirts
and
that we had printed for the special that are super cool. So those are my favorite shirts you've ever done.
But he was like, I'm like, you look younger. I thought that.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, I got this right here. I don't like it.
Wait, you were growing it out?
I go back and forth.
And then you hated it.
Yeah, I'm like, nah. I don't have a plan in place to.
Where are you balding?
In the back.
You could have
stopped.
There's hair.
Front?
Like there's hair. Like I can feel it. Like it's hair, but it's like
that's a hat.
It's like
there's
shiny.
no hair there.
We could have
all. I can feel like a soft thing.
We could have all stopped after I don't have a plan in place. All of us could have just. It seems like
but not here.
No, it's
filling in. I was like, all right, dude.
We need an advertiser for hair loss.
Yeah.
So that
he's got hair loss. We need someone that makes
like Sunday. You have bear patches.
Yeah,
you
like
want to
put. So you got to send them a sample of your DNA, and what they do is they take a picture of your head from space, like Sunday does, and they take it. I don't know how this is going to change, but if John Cornyn just came out and said we're not going to do anything, speaking of that, let's do this. Let's just do it.
You're not.
I'm just going to do it.
You put on speaker.
That would have been the thing to do. He still didn't get it on speaker. Grandma.
Regarding current issues of interest, please press 2. If you'd like to speak directly with a member of
It's on speaker.
Appreciate you taking
No,
the
it's not.
time to make your views known on current policy issues of interest to you. Please leave your comment as well as your local zip code after the tone. Thank you and have a great day.
Hey, Senator Cornyn, this is Christopher Titus, Rachel Bradley, and Ken Hylinder at the Titus podcast. We have about 200,000 subscribers to our podcast, and we are on all kinds of platforms. We want to talk to you about something. We are quite aware that what you're doing is making it so more children die. You take money from the NRA so children die. Do you understand that? We can basically just by statistically go out and say that every year so many people are going to die from gun violence because of you, because of the Republican Party and your craven views, and because you take money, you take blood money from the NRA. Children die. So I want you to know this is going out right now to everybody, and hopefully we're going to send your number out so people can talk to you about it. Start doing what you're supposed to do for America. Thanks, man.
And give back the $177,000. Thanks.
Oh, you took $177,000 just this year? Wow, good job, dude. So
You got it.
By the way, do you know what time she does that at home? I'm on the one. Let me tell you. She's like, and I'm like, hey, gotta go.
Zip it.
Because I opened conversation and he was like, yeah, so. Oh, shit. When he says so, you're going to be here for a minute.
People,
by the way, my grandma is sick and
she's healing.
She has to go see an oncologist.
Right.
And a lot of you guys know, if you've ever seen my comedy or been listening to the podcast for a long time, you know that she is my ride or die. And that without her, I don't have a lot to talk about on stage because I'm doing the show about Mom. So, because Mom was my other
the next show is
person.
Grandma.
And so just say a prayer for her. She's tough.
Little prayer for Grandma.
She endures through the craziest stuff, but I don't want it to be any kind of situation where she'll suffer. I don't think she deserves that.
No, she's not going to suffer. We're going to get it. They got it early. It's going to be good. They got it early. It's going to be good. It's going to be gone. This woman, Grandma, is crazy. We forget. It's so funny when people talk about Civil War. You're mad because they want to make you have to go write some paperwork on a gun, so it's going to be Civil War. You're mad because that you don't want a guy who's been in Congress for good man, Joe Biden. You want Civil War? Yeah. Grandma went through the Depression, couple of world wars. Was
hospitalized with the Asian flu.
I had the Asian flu.
Oh, right.
She had to deal with her husband who had
dementia.
Dementia. Like Grandma has been through. So every nightmare that you read about in history books, there's a picture of Grandma in that book.
Still shaped like a beach
sandwiches
ball
for
on
people.
toothpicks.
Yeah, she's handing out.
That
sandwiches.
is her shape, beach ball toothpicks. It's amazing. She told me since she had this surgery, she's lost 20 pounds. I said, but I just saw you a week ago. You look the same. And she goes, my belly is still in the exact same place that it was before, but somehow I've lost weight out of the inside of it. And I was like, don't think that's possible.
She's awesome.
On my way here, she called me. We were talking. She likes to talk to me my whole drive here. And she said, my friend, Annie Mae, she's, and I said, I don't know if I've ever met her. Have I, Grandma? If she's in her Sunday school. Yeah. And she goes, she's the one with the white hair. And I go, well, with your friends, that didn't really narrow it down. Yeah. And it's dead silence. And then you just hear she realizes because she doesn't see herself as being older. So she's like, that old lady. She says those old people all the time. Those old people take up the bikes at the gym.
It's great that she's held on to it. The worst thing I see when someone gets older and they accept it.
Yeah, it helps. I'm sure that's kept her.
I'm just old. Mm-hmm. Grandma Lamb used to do that when she lived with us when I was a kid. I'm just old and useless.
Oh no! When we were leaving the hospital, they discharged her after removing a third of her colon. She gets to the door of her hospital room, looks left, looks right, and goes, "Let's motor." I was like, "Oh my god!" Awesome. By the way, this episode also brought to you by Liquid IV. I have a couple stories about Liquid IV that happened when I was in North Carolina, which I feel sort of like I am an evangelical preacher that is traveling the South for hydration. Yeah. So my grandma's friend, Miss Glenda, across the street has been sick for about 5 weeks. Sinus stuff, pressure, pain, stuff like that. And so I went to the drugstore and I said, if I buy you something, will you try it? And instantly older people are like, is it from California?
Exactly.
Is it got the weed in it? No. You can. It's just hydration. You can look at the ingredients. Very skeptical. So I took it over to her house, put it in her mailbox, the box of 4 strawberry, of course. And I said, just read the ingredients. I promise you, it's not a cure for stuff, but certainly for me, when I have headaches and sinus pressure and stuff, I said a lot of our problems are caused by dehydration, and it just helps get things moving, especially for us with our sinuses and stuff. She called Grandma that night and was like, I can't believe I've never heard of this before. This is crazy. I feel so much better. Like my head isn't killing me anymore. Right. So she's on it. Then Miss Judy, who was my mom's best friend, been in my life my whole life, she came over to check on Grandma, and same thing. She was actually had a doctor's appointment the next day. She was in so much pain, and she's taking care of her husband, Mr. Jerry, who has Parkinson's, and he's having some saliva issues from the medication and stuff. So I said, Miss Judy, will you just try one of these? I had my own that I travel with. And so I gave her a strawberry and shook it up in a cold bottle of water. And about 10 minutes later, she looked at me like I had just Benny Hinn tent revival healed somebody in front of a church. She said, Rachel. I said, yes. And she goes, I feel better.
Yeah.
I don't know why I feel better. I feel like she was totally freaked out by it. I feel better. And she said, I wonder if this would help Jerry with the...
I bet your blood panel would look different, like before and after.
It's
give
insane.
It 10 minutes
How is that?
It.
She was like totally... So I gave her some to take with her, and then I ordered a couple bags for her house because I talked to her yesterday. She texted me and said, I don't know why, but she said, I've been using this every day. I feel so much better. Jerry feels better. It's the weirdest thing.
It's not weird. There's stuff in it. There's stuff that you don't get out of just normal water. On top of that, it's like it's not like you keep saying it's a cure. It's not a cure. It's like when you change the oil in your car. You can't fix it. If you blow a rod out, you ain't gonna fix it. But if you keep hydrated and stuff, you change the oil, the car runs better.
All your systems can work more efficiently.
Yeah. And you're not creating that heavy saliva.
And right now, especially everywhere with the heat dome, and there in North Carolina, it was hot AF when I was there. You don't realize how much more quickly you're getting dehydrated when you are outside for any period of time. So it's got 5 essential vitamins, B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C, which a lot of us aren't getting enough of.
That's why.
3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks, made with premium ingredients, so you're not getting dairy, soy, gluten, GMO stuff. You got to just try it. Just try it. I'm not saying that it cures specific illnesses by any stretch. I'm saying that like it just helps support your body in dealing with whatever you're dealing with. My sister is completely hooked on it.
And although I've cut drinking out until we get to Scotland, I will say that you want to take the edge off that hangover. You want to take that hangover from a 10 to a 4. Get some Liquid IV. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
So grab Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, bigger bags, or you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code Titus at checkout. That's 25% off of anything you order, even the bundles, when you use promo code Titus at liquidiv.com. Experience better hydration today. Liquidiv.com, promo code Titus.
I'm going to call bullshit on somebody. Something happened yesterday. Richard Marks, a friend of the podcast and a friend, a good man, was going after Adam Kinzinger. Kinzinger was saying, I own an AR-15. I was in the military, blah, blah, blah. And I don't believe, and he goes, I'll keep it until the laws are changed. He goes, but to his credit, Adam Kinzinger, who's voted 99% with Trump, has actually supported gun legislation. Mm-hmm. So Richard Marks said, you represent us. You work for us, not
that was a great back
government.
And forth.
Yeah, but Kinzinger is pretty smart. And Kinzinger said, I don't represent you. I represent my district. Okay, well, goes to John Cornyn, though. If you just represent your district, then you shouldn't be able to stop a national federal standard.
Right,
and yet Cornyn is doing it.
Us.
Right, because it affects every single one of us. Every school in this country is being affected by your fucking craven asshole taking money from the NRA. So what bothers me is that you say that, I don't represent you, I represent my district. Bullshit. If you can stop the legislation, you represent all of us. You work for all of us. And we've got to start voting people that understand that. And I'm not even giving all the Democrats free rein. Nancy Pelosi, actually, her husband owns like an investment firm. And here's the thing.
Her husband just got arrested for DUI.
Right,
Did we talk about that? I was in North Carolina, and he's like 82. He got arrested for a DUI in Napa, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And it was only 0.8 or 0.5.
I'm just saying, Napa? Don't pull me
It was on the back of a hayride or something.
Getting busted for drunk driving. And
not condoning it. Not saying you should. Just, okay.
But it's a good Pinot, officer. This is quite a good Pinot. This is Russian River Valley. Yeah, take me away. I'm drunk and worth it.
But also, Nancy, go home to him. He's obviously lonely.
Nancy and Dianne Feinstein and Chuck Grassley, guys, can we?
Chuck Grassley just got pushed. He's
gonna be running again.
Yeah,
guys.
No, I mean yesterday in the primaries, he's
the guy.
Yeah.
Hey, when are we gonna stop voting for old people that can't pay attention anymore? Nancy Pelosi seems sharp. Dianne Feinstein is actually losing it. There's reports she's losing it. Grassley sometimes gets a glazed look. Can we start voting? You know who's sharp as hell? Katie Porter, Grandma. That's true.
Yeah.
But Grandma, what would you want Grandma to be in Congress?
Yes.
That's valid. It's a valid point.
I would never have to come up with any material ever again.
So let's go. Let's don't just say old. Then let's go person to person. I want people sharp. Katie Porter sharp. AOC sharp. I want people that are sharp.
Stop doing the P like that.
I heard it. I don't know why it's hitting that hard. That P was.
It had another vowel at the
I
end.
didn't like
that P
that.
was dropping. It was the word sharp with a K. It was crazy at the end of it.
Chuck Grassley's 88, like Grandma. Just
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying if you can't handle it, can we listen? If you're that old, you no longer care about the future of the country. You care about the short time before you're dead.
I will also say Grandma still has a lot of ideologies that are very firmly entrenched in the 40s, 50s, and 60s as far as things that I'm really trying to work with her on. And so, yes, I agree.
And to her credit.
By the way, if you want to see us, Salt Lake City Wise Guys, the 17th and the 18th, 4 shows total. That's selling really fast. And then June 25th, you're going to be at the Majestic Theater for the Bark Fest for 2 shows in Ventura, California, benefiting puppies.
Yay, we're helping puppies. Yes, we are. And now,
You're welcome.
Before we wrap this up, as always, Highlanders fun facts. It's Highlanders fun facts. Highlanders fun facts. Highlanders
Fun fact. What's it going to be? Well, you're going to Arizona.
Yeah.
Oh, goody.
Sunglasses were originally designed for Chinese judges to hide their facial expressions in court.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid to even comment or respond.
Yeah, right. You got to
wait.
How does that hide your expression?
Why were the
though?
lawyers?
But also, why
improving?
only Chinese judges? Don't all people have?
but they were just
facial
way ahead of
expressions?
everybody.
And by the way, how much can they really express that you're a judge, you're listening? Like,
Just with your eyes.
But also, were the attorneys switching it up? Like, was it improv lawyering where you're like, well, I would like to say that our client is guilty. Okay, he's innocent. What exactly? Why were they? Why were they just changing up their legal strategy based on the guy's expression? Because I can see that in my divorce case. There was a couple times where the judge went, and I was like, I'm fucked.
Yeah, but you're not going to block that with sunglasses.
But had he had glasses, I'd be like, that guy's cool as shit. That guy, he's like Steve McQueen. We got Steve McQueen. I don't get it. It's a dumb. So sunglasses were invented for judges in China. Well, it makes total sense, and it sounds like you made it up.
He didn't
No,
say
I did
in
not.
China. He said Chinese judges.
Originally made out of smoky quartz in 12th century
Chinese
China.
people can be judges in the U.S. too. Just FYI.
Were they invented in China?
Yes.
Well, that's because it's Chinese.
They were
judges.
originally made
but
out of
you just
smoky
assumed.
12th century
Racist.
China. They were used by judges to mask their emotions when they were questioning witnesses.
Well, it was in China, so it was Chinese people.
So do you know? Okay, you know how bad. One more thing. You know how bad that guy had to be for we need glasses because there was one judge that was like, I don't believe this shit. Are you out of your mind? They're like, we need to get that guy something. He's just like, that guy guilty as shit. Wow. So we have to go now. It's always
you guys can
you always
stay.
wrap it up. All right, guys. For myself, the lovely Bombshell Ray, and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
There could be the one.